く寝た。外もう真っ暗だよね。懐中電灯を持っていかないと危ないよね。
It's time we wake up. We slept well. There's darkness outside. We're going to our night shift. Single light beams at our room. We're going to go there. So we grab our flashlight, make our way down the steps, and navigate this nocturnal urban landscape. We're going to meet a colorful cast of characters. Some nice, others not. Perhaps there's a bit more to this job than we thought. The convenience store have lovely different people. As we interact with Chilizard's creation, we uncover stranger and stranger events. This unnamed town is a character into itself. The darkness is foreboding, it's intimidating. This town is intimidating, the way it's laid out like a maze. And we start to see stranger things when we look at the details. There's not much for security once we cross the bridge. A seemingly homeless man, disturbed, seems to know what happened at our work. Lovely. When we head inside, our manager's waiting. He seems relieved to see us. He says someone had fallen off a bridge. Same bridge we just walked across. He saw an old woman with her legs. He said they were bent in the wrong direction, yet she was walking down the street. There's something odd going on in this town. Oh, it's a joke. Never mind. Chilizard games are distinguished by a unique approach to the horror narrative. They adopt a slice of life perspective. The convenience store in particular, it stands out in my opinion. It's an experimental presentation, something no other game studios seem to be doing. It emulates the VHS found footage aesthetic, and while their creations may not always receive perfect reviews, the brothers undeniably have emerged as these captivating auteurs within the indie horror game landscape. Described by the developers as a walking simulator with puzzle-solving elements, this game transcends this classification. There's an uncertainty into every action that we take, not knowing what we will experience. It's an immersion that is not often found as we immerse ourselves into the life of the main character. play as a young college student. We're alone in this dark area, and as the night's events unfold, while avoiding spoilers for now, the ostensibly secure haven of the convenience store will become
irony.
A bright light source in a sea of darkness will soon become much more dangerous than the shadows that we crept through to get there. Our characters that we interact with, our manager in particular, they set a dark undertone, a disconcerting tone for our protagonist. What would otherwise have been shelter and sanctuary in the oppressively dark town is going to devolve into a nightmare landscape, something familiar to the likes of Silent Hill and other J-pop horror. While we engage in the monotony of a night shift clerk, these routine tasks will quickly become juxtaposed with the supernatural elements that appear to be infiltrating our environment. That small sense of safety will not stay. In what seems like a preordained destiny, a shed discovered behind the store, walled off, yellow tape, appears like some event happened, presents us with an enigma, a feeling of mystery. Please be warned as I transition into spoiler territory. If you are a fan at all of the independent horror genre, do yourself a favor, spend just the $3 and play the convenience store now. Experience the store yourself and come back. Thank you. Our narrative spans 5 days. It should sound familiar. Its focal point, a mysterious VHS tape. It's filmed from an unknown perspective, but it appears to be getting closer and closer to something. As night progresses, these trivial events are increasingly more supernatural and creepy, for lack of a better word. Managers counter these events. They attempt to rationalize it. He gives seemingly mundane explanations. The cast of characters generally will do the same. This game excels at exploring these common occurrences to induce dread. Especially when it comes to seemingly mundane sounds, like the door, a sound that you will learn to loathe. When the supernatural events begin, the homages to the iconic J-horror, a disheveled boy, reminiscent of The Grudge, and a violent, long-haired woman echoing The Ring will create escalating tension. Your little bit of safety is gone. On night one, we received a VHS tape, and this trend would continue. This seems to be what the manager was experiencing as well. As we enter the ominous room depicted by the VHS tapes, we find the manager's lifeless corpse. It's strewn out among the sea of rats. There's a CRTV displaying the number 4. We are getting closer to day 4. The tension that we feel in these climactic sequences, it's masterfully crafted. It gives you no respite. I found myself trying to find safety in the shed, but between the banging on the door, the ominous sounds, the window, the door itself, and the manager who's appearing to be looking at us now, leaves us with no safety. For a brief moment, I did contemplate the plausibility of a manager orchestrating a prank. But then we black out. This returns us to our bedroom, and it raises questions about the nature of our reality, about if what we're seeing is what's really there. After the event with the manager's corpse in the shed, the preceding moments will feel like child's play. This is deliberate pacing, it's methodical design, it's culminating. The final night 5, there's a heightened intensity. It's marked by a significant corruption to what was in some ways a safe zone, the only bright spot in an otherwise devoid of light town. The convenience store will become hellish. The absence of the manager when we return, the eerie silence, the puzzling transformation. We are entering the final stage for an eerie finale. It's not too different from the Silent Hills rusted corruption zones, the upside down of Stranger Things, but it sets the tone masterfully. A horror enthusiast's dream. Nails, blood, rust, creepy CRTVs. The boy. We're entering the most well-crafted and, I would argue, tricky enough to satisfy the puzzle-enjoying gamer point of no return. This room, the corrupted convenience store we enter, guides us towards a reality-altering revelation and the discovery of a final tape. It's at this point that the narrative offers us choices. Do we watch the final tape, discard it, or send it to another recipient? At first, I opt for what I thought was the morally sound decision. Watch the tape myself. Don't spread it to somebody. Keep the corruption where it is. The if you watch the tape, the final day you die. It's very reminiscent to Ju-on The Grudge, a scene that still haunts me. We don't make it out alive. It's a perplexing outcome, especially considering the alternative, good ending, quote unquote, is achieved by sending the tape to the original sender themselves. This was a bit unclear to me, that by sending the tape, we would be sending it back to the person who originally spread it to us. Could have just been translation error or unclarity, but regardless, that achieves the good ending. My one criticism: once you complete the good ending, you are rewarded with a significant exposition dump in an otherwise incredibly immersive and personal narrative. Why choose to spend the equivalent of several pages of text for the ending to your horror game? The shift from an experience to a narrative explained via text presented through the ending credits, it disrupts the previously established agency, the connection with the protagonist. Regardless, the convenience store stands. It's a haunting exemplar of the slice of life horror. It's characterized by its meticulous pacing, its thoughtful design, its sustained tension, and its unclarity up until its concluding moments. Jump scares, sparingly utilized, feel earned. They contribute to an overarching, macabre atmosphere. The cast of characters shrouded in ambiguity. It ensures a continual intrigue for players. We never know when the next scare is coming. Indie horror is fueled by passion, its originality, and they face challenges of sustainability. They gotta eat. This game is priced incredibly affordably. It's $3 on Steam. It offers a concise, tight story, good gameplay, and in approximately an hour to 2 long. This game is commendable. It's a huge recommendation for horror enthusiasts. Go take a look at Chilla's art backlog. They have tons of games. If you guys support Chilla's art, either through Steam or Patreon, you can contribute to the renaissance of the independent horror genre. We can ensure its continued growth and, coincidentally, survival. Please consider subscribing to Chilla's art on Patreon, and please consider purchasing another Chilla's art game. Thank you for watching.